The promise attached to this command is one of the most probably magnificent phrases in all of the Hebrew prophets: find rest for yourselves. And it is not incidental language, it is the precise description of what life on the ancient paths actually feel like, in deliberate contrast to the exhaustion produced by the cracked cisterns of human-constructed religion. Now, the Hebrew word behind rest here is menuchah, and it is a word that encompasses far more than the absence of activity or the relief of fatigue. It is the rest of settlement, of arriving at the place one was made for, of being in right alignment with the one who designed you, of the deep security that comes from being in genuine covenant relationship with Yahweh and walking in the ways He prescribed. And so this is not the rest of giving up, it is the rest of coming home. Matthew 11:28, Yeshua says, "Come to me, all of you who are weary and are burdened, and I will give you rest. All of you, take up my yoke and learn from me, because I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for yourselves. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Now, the resonance between Jeremiah 6:16 and Matthew 11:28 through 30, it's not coincidental. Yeshua was a rabbi saturated in the Hebrew Scriptures, and his invitation here, it deliberately echoes the language of Jeremiah's call. Now, the rest he promises, which he explicitly connects to taking up his yoke, is the same menuchah Yahweh promised in Jeremiah 6:16 to those who would walk in the ancient paths. And his yoke is not a new burden disconnected from the Torah. His yoke is Torah as he taught it and lived it, freed from the heavy traditions men had layered on top of it, but not diminished in its scope or its authority. To take his yoke is to take the ancient paths as he embodied them, and the promise of rest, it's real. Now, the most significant theological objection to walking in the ancient paths comes from the doctrine of the new covenant, the claim that the new covenant established through Yeshua represents a fundamental discontinuity with the Torah, rendered the ancient paths obsolete and replaced. And this objection, it must be addressed directly, friend, because it is the primary justification for the new card approaches that dominate much of wide-way contemporary Christianity. And the best place to address this is from the text that defines the new covenant, which is found remarkably in the very book of Jeremiah that we've been studying. Jeremiah 31:31. "Look, the days are coming," this is Yahweh's declaration, "when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. This one will not be like the covenant I made with their ancestors when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, a covenant they broke even though I was their husband." Yahweh's declaration. "Instead, this is the covenant I will make with the house of Israel after those days," Yahweh's declaration. "I will put my instruction within them, and I will write it on their hearts. I will be their Elohim, and they will be my people." Now, we should read this text with the full attention it deserves. The new covenant does not describe the replacement of the Torah with something else. It describes the internalization of the Torah, the same instruction, the same teaching, the same covenant content, now written not on stone tablets, but on the hearts of Yahweh's people. The location of the Torah changes, the content of the Torah does not. The ancient paths, they're not abolished by the new covenant. They are transplanted from the external to the internal, from the commanded to the desired, and from the obligatory to the loved. And this is the precise opposite of what much of contemporary wide-way Christianity teaches about the new covenant. The common teaching is that the new covenant replaces the Torah with a principle of grace or spirit-led living that no longer requires specific instruction keeping. But the text of Jeremiah 31, the only passage in all of the Hebrew Scriptures that actually defines the new covenant, says nothing of the kind. It says Yahweh will write His Torah on the hearts of His people. The Torah, friend, is not abolished, it is internalized.